Hey everybody, welcome back. So let me know when you get here. We are doing session number 2, Christmas card class number 2 tonight. Well, just say welcome. I'm Toni Tessler. Hey Vicky, ToniStamps. This is me. And it looks like I'm a little bit crooked. Let's see. Let me adjust that just a little bit. I tell you, that's another thing that looks different is when you're setting stuff up for the Facebook Live, like how it looks on the screen is a little different. So anyway, I hope I can load this one up to YouTube tonight. That was disappointing yesterday that I couldn't get it to work. Anywho, last night we used mostly trees and snowflakes. And here, let's talk about this. So my monthly class, it's usually the second Monday and Tuesday of every month. So last night we did one session, completely different class. Tonight we're doing another one. Usually I'll have like the same class spread across 2 days, but I'm trying new things. And I had so many ideas and not enough time, so I had to split it up into these 2 days. So 12 cards. We're going to make 12 cards tonight. And actually that's what I need to add. Each packet, whether you want one for Monday or Tuesday, $38. Okay, packets. Shipping is another $9, and I can fit up to 4 packets in one package. All right, and that RSVP and money by next week, which is next Wednesday, which is the 17th. And then I expect to ship them out by the following Saturday, which will be I think it's the 27th. So this is a Wednesday. I'll put the order in on Thursday. I get it by the next Thursday or Friday, and then have everything busy, cut, ready, shipped on Saturday. So just email me if that is what you're interested in. All right, so today we are going to be working with, I have 2 sets that have poinsettias. Everything's going to be poinsettias and holly today. So we're going to be using Merriest Moments and Poinsettia Petals. So as I was looking at these, I realized, hey Sue, it seems like they're, at least just with these 2, we've got poinsettias and then we've got holly leaves and then some kind of, foliage to go with it. So I don't know. I just think that's interesting that we have both, holly leaves and the poinsettias which I just found out earlier this year. The holly leaves are not necessarily the leaves that go on poinsettias. I just thought they were like petals, like, flower, not petals, but flower, like regular leaves. Not the case. So separate. But either way, we're using these 2 tonight. You use whatever you have that works, that's the same size or whatever. All right, so card kits. This is what your packet's going to look like for class number 2, session number 2, which is tonight. So we've got some Pear Pizzazz. We've got some polished pink. We've got some real red and garden green. And then we've got a black and white set. You're also going to get champagne rhinestones. And I colored some of them with my black Sharpie. So let's get into it. So our first one, we're going to do the black and white ones. And this pack, I'm using a couple of different packs of paper for tonight. Hey Jolie, awesome. I'm just getting started. So for the whole class, I'm using painted seasons papers. We're using Wonder and Whimsy and some of the Pattern Party. And that's what this is. This is from the main catalog. So you are going to get in your packet your envelopes, and I've already stamped and die cut my holly leaves, or my poinsettias. All right, you're going to get basic black. Actually, let's bring this in. Basic black, 5.5 by 8.5. Those are your card bases. Then you've got a piece, 5.5 by 8.5. That's a half sheet with this notched corner. That's for you to stamp all of your poinsettias on and either die cut them or hand cut them. Then you will have basic gray, 4 by 5.25. That's going to be a layer. Then we're going to have white, 4 by 5.25. That's for the inside. Then we've got the designer series paper. So we're using some of the polka dot patterns, and depending, if I need more, there's 2 different polka dot patterns in the pack. So I don't know if you'll get this exact one. So that is 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. Then you'll get these white bits that I've already run through the Merriest moments with the embossing folder and the die cuts. This is really cool. So this is one of the dynamic ones. I mean, not dynamic. What do they call it? A hybrid. So you can put the die in the embossing folder and cut it all at once. Hold on. Here we go. This one, Merriest frames. I don't particularly care for doing that because it makes little marks in your embossing folder, but it's kind of a new thing that's cool that you can do them all together. But I did not. I did them separate because I learned with my other one, the Art and Bloom. That's one of the hybrid embossing folder and die cut sets. It's cool, but I don't like it making cut marks in my embossing folder. Wah, wah. So that's just me being anal. These are already die cut for you out of the basic white, and that is a really nice emboss. Then we've got the inside bits that is also a die from this set, and that's going to fit right in there. We're going to stamp our greetings on that. All right, so that's what you need if you're going to make this later on your own. Take a screenshot and let's get to it. So as I did last night, I'm only going to make one of each of these because I think, yeah, these are all the same. I think last night I did the first one. I did all 3 cards because I was doing them in different colors. But you're going to get a set of 3, and I'm only going to do one because they're all the same. So I need basic gray, the white, new designer series paper. So you may have noticed I did some ink blending around the edges, so I am going to do that over. And then we need our die cut and our greeting. Now let's look at our white piece. So I did not want to sit here and stamp and die cut all of these online. So I did it ahead of time. So I stamped everything in smoky slate on white, and then I die cut them. So this half sheet, you will be able to get everything that you need. I really wanted 3 flower bits for each card. And actually I'll have to count these because I may have a bunch more. But that's what this half sheet is for. Stamp your whatever set you're using, your poinsettias. Let's get this back in here in our envelopes. And I need to make a new pile. Okay, so let's start with our basic black. I'm gonna fold this, get that nice crisp score line. Actually, I want to stamp the greeting first because I am going to use my VersaFine ink, and that does take a little bit to dry. So from that set, I've got Thinking of You This Festive Season. And I'm just trying to get this centered. And I got black ink right on my finger. All right. I usually do not need a piece of foam or a pad or anything. Hey, Teresa. Normally I don't need that under my stamps. Ooh, very nice. I love, 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 love that. All right, so that is our VersaFine Onyx, and I do want to wipe this off. I really like that ink. It's a nice dark black ink, good for words, for detailed images, but also it doesn't wreck your photopolymer stamps. All right, so that's going to sit here and dry. Now let's go to our, let's just put this on the inside. We'll put the white on the inside. And I'm getting down to the end of my Barely Art glue. And then we're going to switch to Art Glitter Glue. Okay. Now, this is how this is going to layer. I'm going to ink blend on the polka dot piece, and then we're going to put this on and our greeting, and then we will have our at our poinsettias. I'm like, what are those things called? All right, smoky slate. Now, if you don't like black, gray, white, if you don't like that for your holiday cards, even with the back card base on this, you could still stamp your poinsettias in a color if you wanted. I just think it's kind of elegant, and I like the gray and the black and white together. Now, I'm not going to cover this whole thing because the die cut really covers most of this. So I'm just getting the edges. And again, I'm using smoky slate. You could do gray granite if you wanted. So let's just get these edges. Actually, a pop of red for those poinsettias would probably be nice. But I wanted to stick with as close to black and white as I could. All right. I think that's about good. Yeah. So then we're gonna pop this up, and I mean, that's very stark against the background that we just ink blend. I like it. All right, let's put that in the dirty pile. All right, let's go ahead and glue this. This piece was from that pattern party. I think I mentioned that. Putting this right on the basic gray. And then I'm going to glue this flat onto the card base. And then we're going to pop this up. So let me get my dimensionals. This is going to have a lot of dimension, actually, because I wanted to pop up these poinsettias too. All right, let's put some of these randomly. And if you wanted to ink blend like some of these flowers around the edges, go for it. I did not, just because I wanted the only color to be the background piece, that designer paper, and the flowers themselves. All right. These want to stick to me. Thanks, Teresa. All right, let's get this on. I have to bring this a little closer to my head. I'm just worried about trying to have this triangle be straight and not hang over the entire card. Okay, so see how this crosses over like the layers? I actually started with a piece that was 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 to do this die cut because it is big, so it does hang over our standard layers, but that's perfectly fine. All right, now let's go back to our poinsettias. Let's see how many I have. I left some without the ink blending because I was going to do that on camera. So I've got, so for 3 cards, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, extra, extra. So it looks like I've got 2 little ones for each one, and 1, 2, and 2 big ones. That doesn't add up. I think I'm going to do 2 big ones and 1 little one, just these. Okay. So let's skip back that ink blending. So on these, I covered the whole thing. For this, I'm just going to do like the edges, and then we'll see what do we like better. I did the whole thing because I thought, well, that's so stark with that white on the very center. All right, I like that. Seems like sometimes I don't get a lot of ink on my brush, and then other times it's like, whoa, where did all that come from? All right, let's get just around the edge. Okay. I do like it with both. So I like them totally covered, and I like the white. We'll use these ones for now. But I'm sure I will finish these this weekend and share a picture. Actually, you know what? The only difference I wanted to show you was how the rhinestones look on them. So where'd that pile go? All right, so let's see. Is our greeting dry? Not quite. All right, let's go, in the meantime, let's go to our champagne rhinestones. So that is included in your packet. I took a black Sharpie, this one in fact, and colored over a bunch of them. And I picked the rhinestones. I picked the champagne versus just regular rhinestones because these, I like the champagne ones as more of a neutral. They kind of have a gold tint. They kind of have a copper tint. They kind of have a brown tint. Like they work with a lot of different things. And I knew coloring them black, that the champagne color would not mess that up. Like it's not going to poke through or shine through. So that's where you're getting the champagne ones. All right, so what I want to do, let's see, we've got some big ones and medium and little ones. I like it. All right, and then let me just do these two so we can at least see the rhinestone part, because the rhinestones, I may decide they look better on one versus the other. And you will have a whole pack. You color however many you want. I colored these maybe 3 days ago, and because you want to let them dry. I mean, it's a Sharpie, but if you handle it right away, that's very cool. I like that. Actually, let's look at both of these. I feel like it is showing up more on here, but I do like this one with the fully colored ink blended. All right, so let's continue with this. And you would put as many rhinestones on as you want. If you want to fill this thing up and put 5 or 7, go for it. They're your rhinestones, they're your flowers, you do whatever. All right, and then the smaller one, I'm going to do a medium and 2 little ones. Ooh, yeah, I like it. Okay, and I'm going to leave these out. Put these over here. All right, so that looks good. And I am going to pop this up too. That's a lot of popping up. But don't worry about this being extra postage. I think the thing that gets people caught up is if you've got like really thick, like gilded gems. Those kind of have a hard time getting through. But when it's dimensionals, it gets smashed flat. And these rhinestones, I don't think are going to get caught up in anything. So I would not worry about it. At most, I might put a quarter sheet of cardstock or something over this whole thing before I mail it. But I wouldn't worry that it's going to be too thick because it is smashable. All right, and I'm just holding this up so I can get that even. Ooh, I love it. All right, now if you want more than 3 poinsettias, have more than 3. That part is up to you. All right, can I get another one right there? I feel like one right in the center, one dimensional, is not quite enough. I want at least 2. All right, and all my rambling, I realize it's already 20 after 8. Jeez. All right. So I'm going to put this one, boop, right there. And then I want the little one. And I just don't want to cover up any of the words, really. We can still read that. And then we'll have another big one here. Nice. I love it. So all this dimension and the embossing, I really think it looks elegant, and I like the black and gray. even for a Christmas card. Mm-mm-mm. Love it, love it, love it. Okay, so that's our first card. Let me put this, start a pile. Now on to number 2. Where's packet number 2? So this one we've got a lot of color. You have a real red card base, and I'm just going to pull out the parts I need. Real red card base. You have basic white, 2 half sheets, and that is so you can do all your stamping and embossing. For this one, I use the Poinsettia Petals, and these poinsettia pieces are bigger. So I really did need 2 sheets. And actually, I'm going to show you how to make this. This will be our little neat thing. So I have already die cut. I embossed it in gold and die cut them, 3 sets. All right. So that's what these half sheets are for. And your greetings. So you're going to want to emboss your greeting. Then we've got white garden green, 4 by 5 1/4. That's for our layer. Then we've got white, 4 by 5 1/4. That's for the inside. Then we've got 2 pieces of Designer Series paper. This is from the Painted Seasons, and they are both 2 9/16, which is 5 1/8 divided by 2 by 3 7/8. So together, if we had, and I got this because 4 by 5 1/4, if I cut that down 1/8 of an inch, my piece would be 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. That's what I normally do for this kind of layer. So I just took that 5 1/8 and cut it in half. So we've got, 1 half, another half. All right, so that's where that comes from. You'll also get a piece of, this is that gold glitter ribbon that was on back order for so long. I love it. All right, wrong pile. Oh, what did I just pull? I think I just yanked my microphone cord. Okay. Phew. All right, so those are your measurements for that. What do we need for this card? We need real red ink and Calypso Coral. And those colors came right from the greeting. I mean, the paper. Real red, Calypso Coral. All right, let's do our watercoloring first. So I'm going to have you, you will emboss your pieces in gold on your half sheet, all right, and then die cut them. So I need a big one, a medium, and a small, all right, all together. So this is gorgeous. I love it. What we're going to do is a little bit of watercoloring, and this is on regular paper. So regular basic white, not even the thick. So you can tell it does bleed through, but I like this look. It's like kind of muted, and see how it's kind of messy, like I get it everywhere, but I like doing this. It's a very quick and easy way to watercolor something. So what we need is a block and our ink pads and an aqua painter or water brush, whatever. You could do a paintbrush with water. And I'm doing this first because even though this paper is not watercolor paper or shimmery or anything, it will soak up a lot of the water because it doesn't have any coating, and it's just not watercolor paper. So I want to let it dry for a little bit. So let's do our watercoloring first. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to do real red on the large and the small, and Calypso Coral on the big one. I mean the medium. We also need a paper towel. Okay. Let's do just half of one. All right, so I do this a lot, and I make my palette with an ink blot and the ink pad. That's all you need is a corner, and even this is too much. Too much ink for even to make 3 sets. You really don't need a lot. So let's get our aqua painter going. All right, so put like 2 drops of water in here on our ink. And let me look over at the camera to see that you guys can really see this. All right, so swirl it around, and we're just gonna paint like really messily. I'm not worried about getting it all the way to the edges. If you want it to be lighter, whoa, add a little bit more water. All right, that's all we're doing. And then run this clear. It's amazing how much color the brush tip picks up. All right, that's that. And we'll just wipe this off. And I'm actually going to use the other side of this block, because I will, after I do this, I go back and clean the blocks with alcohol, just because it looks like I got everything cleaned off, but I may not have. So I'm going to use this side. And same technique, little corner action with the ink pad. And let me file this back so I don't have too much of a mess. All right, and then one drop, maybe two. One was probably good enough. This coral is a lot lighter, but I like them together. The coral and the red, kind of weird. But again, it's directly from the designer series paper, like from the back of the pack. Okay, that's all we need for our aqua painter. And we're going to set these off to dry while we assemble the rest of our card. And I'm going to have to put this over here so I don't use it again. So yeah, completely waterlogged. That didn't bleed through the back as much. It's getting around the edges, but I can feel it. It's very moist. It's very pliable right now. So let's just sit that over. So pretty. And I'm just going to glue them together and then add the champagne rhinestones. But see how those champagne, like, it looks gold in this. Beautiful. All right, rest of the card. So our real red card base. And you know, this isn't a lot of, I mean, this poinsettia is the most involved part of this card. But I think it's all the colors. Like, it's these designer papers. They really make it. All right, I had this laying on the side. Okay, it's working. I really am getting down to the ends of this. All right, you know what? I said this was real red, right? Now I'm having second thoughts. Is that cherry cobbler? No, that's real red. Okay. Now, when these are both 2 and 9 7/8, right? 2 and 9 16ths. All I want to do is worry about the border being the same. So if they overlap or don't meet at all in the middle, it's okay, because we're covering it up with ribbon. All right, so first, let me just put this one down. My goal is to have even borders around the whole thing. All right, that looks good. And then I need to flip this around so it's closer to my eyeballs. And I'm not going to worry about where it lands in the middle because I'm covering it up. I'm only worried about lining this up and then having this border the same. And it looks like I needed to trim that a wee bit. So I'm going to have to get over that. See how it's like a little bit. I should have held that up before I cut it, huh? Actually, that doesn't look so bad once I moved it. Okay, so we ended up, it crisscrossed just a teeny bit. And that's okay. So my dilemma now is, am I going to have red on the top? I think I am, because where I'm putting the greeting, I think that's going to be too much red. So we're going to do it this way. Nice. All right. And I already embossed the greetings, and we're just going to punch that out. So let's attach this. I'm going to go for some, I still have some of the red sticky tape, so I'm going to use that. And I'm going to put it right across the middle, because that is pretty accurate. All right, and then we'll see if I can get it picked up. First try. What? That's awesome. All right, and make sure this is straight. That looks straight, right? Yes. All right, now the back. I can do glue. I'm gonna do a little tape. Since I'm having such wonderful luck with the red line, let's just do that. And then I am gonna glue it down. Yeah, Sue, these poinsettias are, I really like the, that quick watercoloring. And I feel like I haven't used these enough, like the poinsettias in general. But they're pretty. I liked them. Had to have them. The thing I like most, I think, about these particular, the pretty poinsettias, is the dies. How you can just like cut that out of foil. That's what I did a lot of last year. And then get the lines put in it. Very cool. All right, so we said we're going to go this way, and I am gluing this down. I'm not popping this layer up because I am popping up the greeting and my poinsettia. Okay. So let's pop this down. And I just got to hold that there for a minute and have a sip of water. And check my my notes. Yep, happy holidays. Yeah. All right, now we can either hand cut or punch out our greeting. And I am going to cut, this one I messed up, so I'm just cutting this one, and I'm only worried about the bottom one for now. And then let's do the big one. I may or may not use that scallop part. I may just have it like this, but that all depends. All right, let's see. These are looking pretty good. So I just want to glue these together. And I could use the one that I already did, but I just want to show you how easy. So I'm just going to offset them, and I'm only putting glue in the middle. And just as the paper dries, these leaves are going to curl out some anyway. Like I didn't curl them with a bone folder. I didn't do any of that with this. And they're still kind of like, they've curled up a little on their own. And that's perfect. That's what I want. All right. Doot, doot, doot. So I want that there. And then the greeting, I thought, I could put it there. Ooh, I like that, but I really do like that. So let's see here. The white on white. Ooh, I do like that. Okay, that's what I'm doing. I don't mind when I don't have that part like completely decided on. Because it's just like, how is it going to turn out, and will I like it? All right. I do want dimensionals on this. Let's go with 3. And then I do want to pop this up too. So even though it's still a little bit wet, or damp, I should say, that's fine. So lots of dimensionals. And then we're going to add those rhinestones. I really, really do like the champagne rhinestones. I've always thought they were a good, like, generic. All right, now when I put this on, I just want to make sure the petals don't hang off the side of the card. And let's put that right there. Actually, a little bit up, because I want as much of this pretty gold ribbon to show through as I can. All right. And then we'll go and get our rhinestones. So I want to do a big one. And I may decide to go back and add a little bit of glue to these, because sticking the rhinestone on the embossed part, sometimes that doesn't always want to stick that great. I'm going to do all 3 sizes. All right, with that. And I feel like I want to add a couple like up here. So 2 little ones. And then that gives us an odd number total. So we've got 3 and 2. So, ooh, I really like it. I know what I have coming up, but I think this might be my favorite from the night. And I love all the dimension that you get from the flowers. Awesome. Hey, Cynthia. You're coming in late, but you're in North Dakota. Nice. Well, I'm glad you're here. All right, now we're on to card number 3. So this one is this one we've got the polished pink. This is a bookbinding card. All right, so we've got our polished pink base. Actually, let me pull out all the pieces and let's go over our papers. Polished pink, 4 1/4 by 11. Basic white, 4 by 4, that's for the inside. DSP, we're using this Wonder and Whimsy with the holly leaves. 4 by 4 square, and then we've got a 1 by 4 square for the side. I love that. Put this back in. Then we've got a scallop circle of mint macaron and a whisper white. And these I cut using the layering circles dies. So mint macaron, that was about 2.5 inches, and then about a 2 1/4 inch circle. Then you will also get a 1/4 sheet of white to stamp all your holly leaves on. So for this one, I am using the Merriest or Merry Moments set. And like the other ones, I did already stamp and die cut all my holly leaves because I didn't want to be doing that on camera. All right, and let me show you bookbinding card. This is a pretty cool, like, fun fold kind of thing. So bookbinding is you take your 4 1/4 by 11 piece. I score it in the middle at 5 1/2, and then I flip it and score it again at 4 1/4. So this piece right here is 4 1/4. So what we do, you glue this shut, and then this folds back on that score mark. All right, and that's our book fold. Kind of neat. Well, not kind of neat, it is very neat. All right, so let's get our pieces. So then this will add our strip of designer series paper. This is our 1 by 4 strip because this area is 1 1/4 by 4 1/4. All right, and if you wanted to add like different layers, sometimes I would want like maybe a layer of white in between the designer paper, but I really like this. Then this designer piece, this square right here is 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So we are going to put this right down, and I'm just trying to guess. All right, so the bow goes that way. So this is up and down. Oh, nice, Cynthia, thank you. Hopefully you guys will get some good ideas. Yeah, I was here last night and had trouble. I was never able to download my video from Facebook so that I could upload it to YouTube. So that is pretty disappointing because I like everything to be up on YouTube in the end. So hopefully it'll work tonight. Ugh. All right, our piece of white, I'm just going to glue that on the inside. This book fold is really neat. Sometimes I will put ribbon in between these layers, like before I glue it down, and then tie it, have a knot or a bow. Other times I'll poke holes right in here after I've shut it like this, and you can put grommets or eyelets or something and then have ribbon coming through both of those. Very cool. All right, now this is going to get glued on here, and then we've got our holly leaves. So the holly leaves for this one, the colors from these papers are polished pink, pear pizzazz, mint macaron, I forget what, crumb cake or something. So I stamped these in pear pizzazz and die cut them. This is again the Merriest Moments. So I want like a big one and 2 big ones, 2 little ones. Let's do that for this, because I kind of want to have 2 little groups right here and here. All right, and we're going to do our greeting. Actually, let me flip my page. Oh, notes. Sue knows I have my list. All right, we are using the Joy, this one. A Joyful Christmas to You and Yours. And this also came from the Merriest Moments. Let me bring that in. I just got this one. This is in the holiday catalog, and I haven't used it hardly any. So we're using this. A Joyful Christmas. Anything that would fit on this 2.5-inch circle. Actually, I think most everything would fit. But we're going to go with Joyful Christmas. All right, and I want to stamp this in the polished pink. I love, love, love the non-traditional colors. I think Magenta Madness, that might be a little dark, a little too bright. This is definitely polished pink. All right, get that right in the center. Sue is also a fan of the non-traditional colors. I think Sue was probably the first one that ever sent me a card with like purple snowflakes or pink snowflakes or something, or a snowman. I mean, that was so long ago. But I love it, and I love her. She's such a good stamper. All right. Let's put this on. And I'm just going to lay this down flat. You've never made a bookbinding card ever? You have to try it. Yeah. It's very neat, and you can do it, I mean, for any size, really. This is just like the standard that'll fit in the medium envelope. But you could change the measurements and have it open this way, too. You know, like have this scored part up top. That would be neat. All right, now, these I'm going to use glue dots because I want to attach the holly leaves together and then pop them up. And then we're going to add rhinestones. All right, so I'm putting one on the back, and I'm just going to crisscross them like that. And then we'll do the same thing for the little ones. One on the back of here. And some of the lines didn't come through in my holly leaves because my Pear Pizzazz, my ink pad is so juicy. But I'm not going to get twisted up over it. It's a holly leaf. I think everyone can tell that. All right, now if you want to put more holly leaves, put more. I'm just doing a bunch here and a bunch here. And we are popping these up. Oops. And like that. And then we're going to add our champagne rhinestones, because again, they are pretty neutral. They're going to look goldish. And honestly, if you wanted to color them like with the pink, the polished pink, Stampin' Blends. All right, now notice when I place this, I don't want these holly leaves to hang over this fold because I don't want it to get wrecked. So I don't want it to cross over. So I could really, let's pull this up a little. I could go as far as, man, that's sticky. Let's go right here. So that is very close, but it's not going to interfere. Okay, so just keep that in mind of where you place your holly leaves. All right, do I have the polished pink Stampin' Blends? Let me see for a minute. Hold, please. Oh. Okay, I didn't think about that because I just had it in my head that I was going to use them as is, but let's try it. All right, dark polished pink, bingo. Okay, so I like to do the brush end on these. Ooh, nice. All right, let's go around. Okay, I'm liking that. And then we'll do a medium one because I still want like a group of 3. The small one is going to have just small rhinestones. So I'm coloring these 3. I like it. And I'm going to go back and do another coat. And then these, you just want to let them dry for a minute. All right, so that's the dark polished pink marker, Stampin' Blend. If you had Sharpies, you could do Sharpies. All right, well, let me attach these, and I'm going to put the champagne rhinestones on them just so we can see how that's going to look anyway. All right, but the one I'm going to put on my card is definitely going to be all the pink ones. All right, so let's do this. Big, medium. Oop. I wish they had more of the larger and smaller. I mean, the larger and medium. Okay. So that's how it was going to look. And I love that. I would use those. Oops. I would use these champagne rhinestones in a heartbeat. And that was my original plan. But I think I am liking these polished pink ones. All right, I think we're good to go. Ooh, yep. That is cool. All right, now I can see I perhaps did not wait long enough to dry because it's getting on my thing. But I am impatient, and that's okay. All right, so we've got our berries. Oh, I love it. And then we'll do these 3. And then my hand, I will get my hand out of the way so you can see. Ooh, I love it. Beautiful. I really like the polished pink champagne rhinestones. Very nice. And if you wanted to pop this layer up, go ahead, pop it up. Beautiful, beautiful. Okay. I love all the color. Thanks, you guys. All right, now, so 10 minutes, and we are on our last card for the evening. So we've got Pear Pizzazz. Make this pile. We have Pear Pizzazz, 5.5 by 8.5, and don't forget your card kit is going to include enough for 3 of each card. So the kit you're going to get, it's 12 cards, 12 envelopes, and all the inside guts, all the pieces, everything you need. All right, then we've got Pear Pizzazz 4 by 5.25, and I've embossed it with the Merry Melody embossing folder, the new music one. Basic white 4 by 5.25, that's for the inside. Basic white 5.5 by 8.5. This is to stamp all your poinsettias on. Okay, I've already stamped mine, so good thing. DSP, this again is from the Painted Christmas or Painted Seasons pack, 1.25 by 5.25. And then die cut basic white. This is from the Tasteful Labels or something, I think. I think, yeah, Tasteful Labels. I've had that one for a while. All right, so I already stamped and die cut my holly leaves. And this time I used the Pretty Poinsettias. Pretty Poinsettias. I always want to say Pretty Petals. Oh, Poinsettia Petals. So I almost had it right. Poinsettia Petals. All right, and then the inks, I use Garden Green and Pear Pizzazz. So this little stamp in here, oh, you know what? I may have not realized I had that stamp. Okay, this little one, the little one I forgot about. I used this image on all of them for my insides. And I did not worry that it doesn't fit exactly. So it fits better on the smaller ones. And it, you know, I just think it's kind of like abstract. So I didn't worry about it. Some I stamped full strength and some I stamped off. All right, so let's get rid of this. Get this out of the way. But I think a half sheet is going to be more than enough to get your holly leaves. Not like the poinsettias themselves. That was, those are very large images. All right, so Pear Pizzazz, our card base. Get our crisp score mark. And let's just go ahead and put the white on the inside of that. You know what I realized the other day is I didn't do anything with like vanilla. Everything is white envelopes, white on the inside, and I know that comes from, why does this piece look extra small? This looks weird. Because this is not 5.5. Okay. I knew something was off. I have to trim this real quick. This must have been the leftover of when I cut, like for a layer. All right, now let's hope I don't get glue everywhere. 5.5. You know, I would cut the layer that was 5.25, and I should have just trimmed this extra little bit off. All right, let's try this again. And it looks like that glue dried very quickly. All right, white on the inside of our Pear Pizzazz card base. There we go. All right, now my Merry Melody embossing folder. So I like to put my designer paper down first, just because sometimes like it hangs over the edge and then I have to trim it. So if I had glued this down first and then this was a little bit too long, I would be trying to, you know, pull something up and get my scissors in there. So this is how this card is going to come together. Very easy. And you could use whatever side you want. I just like the leafy side. And since I know this is hanging over a little bit, I'm not going to put it right to the end. Oops, which way does musical notes go? I think it's this way. We're going to go for it. All right, now I'm just putting this, like eyeballing it to get it in the middle. If you wanted to scooch it down, scooch it down. All right, and then we'll just trim that off. I am not popping this up. I'm just gluing it right down. I really like the musical folder for the Christmas cards too. All right. Now our greeting for this one, I'm going to stamp it in Garden Green, because those are the colors I'm sticking with for this one. You could emboss in gold too, but I was going to use May the Magic and Wonder Bloom This Holiday. And that is in the Garden Green. And the Garden Green, mine is very inky. All right, I think that's straight. I love it. All right, I did get this on my hand, so I just need to wipe this off. And I just realized I had all my holly and poinsettia stamps off to the side. Let me just take a minute and show you what I did. When I'm stamping like all the poinsettias or all the holly leaves, I'll put them on the same block just to save time. And then I'll just stamp that across the paper, and then it's easy to die cut them too. Same thing with these holly leaves. I put them all on the same block. So save time where you can. All right, I feel like I didn't get that wiped up enough. Okay, you guys, we're almost finished. All right, that one I am popping up. And then we're pretty much going to do the same thing as far as our holly leaves. We're going to have a couple of clusters of hollies and then some rhinestones. And no saggy bits on this greeting. Then I will bring in the other cards so you can see, and then I can get a picture, and hopefully I can download this tonight so that I can upload it to Facebook. To YouTube. All right, now I'm just eyeballing this and trying to get it straight. There we go. Yeah, so I think if you want to scooch this down, I would like that too. In that case, I might move this whole bit like down to one of the corners. But center, that works. All right, so we will grab some more of our holly leaves, and I might do 3s, like 2 big ones and a little one, and then 1 big one and 2 little ones. So I did a whole bunch here. Let's get these extras out of the way. My glue dots. And I don't know how these holly leaves look in real life. Like, I don't pay attention. I'll put them together however I think I like it. Reality does not matter. All right, so I'm going to put that one over here. And you know what? Yep, I'm going to put that like right on top. I do want to get a glue dot right in the middle there. Or no, wait, you know what? Let's just stick some glue under here. I feel like these are, I want them to stick together. They're besties. All right, so I'm going to have that there. And then 1 big one here. And then we'll add our small ones, or the mediums really. So the holly leaves on this set, the Poinsettia Petals, are definitely bigger than the Merriest Moments. That's a smaller poinsettias, smaller hollies, but all good. All right, you know what? Actually, I like that with just 5. So, ixnay on that one. All right, more dimensionals. Actually, let's do more glue too, right here. Just hold those together. And actually, I think that's it for my glue. So I can put that pin in it. Now, before I forget, just a reminder, I'm not going to be here Thursday because we are in the on stage. That starts Thursday night. So I will be back on Friday at 8 after we hang out with Sue. Sue, you're still going to be here Friday, right? I couldn't remember if I think it was just last week or the week before or something that you skipped. But you should be here Friday, right? So we'll watch Sue at 7. Yeah, Rose, are you gonna be at you gonna be on stage? As far as I can tell, it's just like one platform. This dimensional, this paper stuck to the wrong side. Ugh. So remember before they've had it to where they broke us up into like different regions? I really hosed up this dimensional. Let me just pull it off. I don't think they're splitting us up into different like locations. I think everybody's in the same one. So yay, Sue. I will see you Friday night then. But I'm hoping that like some of my friends, some of you guys here are going to be on the on stage and they're going to have breakout rooms. So hopefully we can get to see each other. All right. Ooh, I like that. All right, and then more champagne rhinestones. So let's do, actually, let me flip this. Oh, I got a glue dot stuck on there. All right, large. And if you had gilded gems, those are nice. I like those because they are very big, chunky, bold. They would work very nicely. All right, and then we'll do a little one. Yes, Rose, you are? Okay, good. Awesome. I don't know, I don't know what schedule you're talking about, though. Because as far as I know, they just said, like, log in here at 7:30 or whatever time. But yeah, text me whatever. And hopefully we can be in one of the same rooms at least once. Because I don't remember signing up for any specific classes. I was just going to get what they go where they tell me to go, I guess. All right. So this is our last card. That's our number 4. I love that. And I like the different sizes of the champagne rhinestones. So I put like all 3 on each one. I love it, love it, love it. Okay, let's bring in our other ones. So there's our book binding. Pink rhinestones, I think, my faves. Here was our quick watercoloring that we did on just regular basic white. And then we've got our black and white, our black, white, and gray card. So again, kit information, that's going to be on my blog. $38 plus it's $9 for priority shipping. I can get 4 class packets in one package for mailing. So I need RSVPs by next Wednesday. So then I order stuff on Thursday. And hopefully I will be able to update this to YouTube, but I will definitely have my blog updated possibly tonight. That's my goal. And I will see you guys back here on Friday. And I don't know, I may do something with some of the stamps and stuff that they're giving us, that they gave us for the onstage. I'm not entirely sure. But thanks you guys for being here. Thanks for spending time. And I hope I can get this downloaded later. So, nice. I'll catch you later. Bye.